session. Malero has just completed a lap in 0:23.946. Let's see if he can improve on that time further. Malero will be happy with a time good enough for fourth in this qualifying session. Malero will be happy with a time good enough for fourth in this qualifying session. Malero will be happy with a time good enough for fourth in this qualifying session. Malero will be happy with a time good enough for fourth in this qualifying session.
Every fraction of a second counts. He is surely working on that 0.147 gap to pole.
Malero will be happy with a time good enough for fourth in this qualifying session. Simon of the Desert is up 0.1. Simon of the Desert will be happy with a time good enough for second in this qualifying session.
It may be difficult for him to find that missing 0.101, but that won't stop him from trying.
Simon of the Desert will be happy with a time good enough for second in this qualifying session.
Every fraction of a second counts. He is surely working on that 0.101 gap to pole.
David Zahn does not look to be improving on this lap. Janet, any thoughts on ways to improve?
Well, Marco, he'll need to find those extra tenths of a second by pushing just a little bit harder on the braking and carrying more speed through the corners.
David Zahn will be happy with a time good enough for third in this qualifying session.
It may be difficult for him to find that missing 0.172, but that won't stop him from trying.
Kevin Lekmansky has found an extra 0.19. Kevin Lekmansky is currently on provisional pole with a time of 0:21.517.
It may be difficult for him to improve on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. It's far better to drive smooth and smart.
Kevin Lekmansky is currently on provisional pole with a time of 0:21.517.
That's a great time, but it's always a good idea to keeping pushing for every last tenth and hundredth.
David Zahn looks to be off the pace. Janet, what can he do to improve? David Zahn will be happy with a time good enough for third in this qualifying session. David Zahn will be happy with a time good enough for third in this qualifying session.
Every fraction of a second counts. He is surely working on that 0.172 gap to pole.
There are just over 15 minutes left in this qualification session. Malero has improved by 0.1. Malero will be happy, with a time good enough for third in this qualifying session.
It may be difficult for him to find that missing 0.141, but that won't stop him from trying.
Malero will be happy, with a time good enough for third in this qualifying session. Kevin Lekmansky does not look to be improving on this lap. Janet, any thoughts on ways to improve?
Good question, Marco. It's all or nothing now. He'll need to stay focused, hit the brake mark.
Kevin Lekmansky is currently on provisional pole, with a time of 0:21.517. David Zahn looks to be off the pace. Janet, what can he do to improve?
Every driver needs something different, Marco. Some drivers excel when they push harder, while other drivers benefit more from relaxing and being in a flow.
David Zahn will be happy, with a time good enough for fourth in this qualifying session. David Zahn will be happy, with a time good enough for fourth in this qualifying session.
Every fraction of a second counts. He is surely working on that 0.143 gap to pole.
Kevin Lekmansky does not look to be improving on this lap. Janet, any thoughts on ways to improve?
Well, Marco, he'll need to find those extra tenths of a second by pushing just a little bit harder on the braking.
Kevin Lekmansky is currently on provisional pole, with a time of 0:21.517. Kevin Lekmansky is currently on provisional pole, with a time of 0:21.517. Malero will be happy, with a time good enough for third in this qualifying session. Malero will be happy, with a time good enough for third in this qualifying session. Simon of the Desert will be happy, with a time good enough for second in this qualifying session. Simon of the Desert will be happy, with a time good enough for second in this qualifying session. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. David Zahn will be happy, with a time good enough for fourth in this qualifying session. David Zahn will be happy, with a time good enough for fourth in this qualifying session. Malero will be happy, with a time good enough for third in this qualifying session. Ryan Wilson will be looking to. As Ryan Wilson completes the outlap, he will be hoping there's enough space on track to fully attack on the flying lap. Ryan Wilson just clocked a 0:21.950, 0.433 off of P1 and good enough for P5. Let's see if he can improve on that time further. Ryan Wilson will be happy, with a time good enough for fifth in this qualifying session.
It may be difficult for him to find that missing 0.433, but that won't stop him from trying.
Ryan Wilson will be happy, with a time good enough for fifth in this qualifying session.
Every fraction of a second counts. He is surely working on that 0.162 gap to pole.
Ryan Wilson will be happy, with a time good enough for fifth in this qualifying session. Kevin Lekmansky looks to be off the pace. Janet, what can he do to him? Kevin Lekmansky is currently on provisional pole, with a time of 0:21.517.
It may be difficult for him to improve on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. It's far better to drive smooth and smart.
David Zahn is currently on provisional pole, with a time of 0:21.511. David Zahn is currently on provisional pole, with a time of 0:21.511.
That's a great time, but it's always a good idea to keeping pushing for every last tenth and hundredth.
Kevin Lekmansky will be happy, with a time good enough for second in this qualifying session. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. Ryan Wilson will be happy, with a time good enough for fifth in this qualifying session. Ryan Wilson will be happy, with a time good enough for 5th in this qualifying session. A mesmerizing display from David Zahn in this qualifying session. He's left everyone in awe with his speed and precision. David Zahn is currently on provisional pole, with a time of 0:21.511. A solid performance from Ryan Wilson, currently holding down P3. However, with the session coming to a close, he'll need to find that extra bit of speed to move up the grid. It's an impressive showing by Simon of the Desert, currently in 4th. He's showcased his talent, but will need to find those crucial extra tenths to climb higher. Incredible drive by Kevin Lekmanski so far, earning him 2nd. The competition is fierce, however, and he'll need to quickly find more time to get even closer to the sharp end of the grid. Kevin Lekmanski will be happy, with a time good enough for 3rd in this qualifying session. An outstanding display from Ryan Wilson in this qualification. Ryan Wilson is currently on provisional pole, with a time of 0:21.502. A strong showing from Kevin Lekmanski as he's currently in 3rd. With the session drawing to a close, he'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve.
You're spot on, Marco. Lekmanski's current position of 3rd is a testament to his skills and determination.
Ryan Wilson is currently on provisional pole, with a time of 0:21.502. Kevin Lekmanski will be happy, with a time good enough for 3rd in this qualifying session. What a performance from David Zahn, currently in 2nd on the grid. It's a good spot for now, but other drivers are trying their hardest to put in a better time and push him down the order.
Great analysis, Marco. Zahn has shown excellent pace to secure.
Ryan Wilson is currently on provisional pole, with a time of 0:21.502. Simon of the Desert has secured a respectable 4th in the qualifying session. This is a great spot to use as a launchpad for a strong race performance. Simon of the Desert will be happy, with a time good enough for 4th in this qualifying session. Simon of the Desert will be happy, with a time good enough for 4th in this qualifying session.
It may be difficult for him to find that missing 0.101, but that won't stop him from trying.
Impressive display by Kevin Lekmanski, currently sitting in P3. He's set a competitive time. Ryan Wilson is currently on provisional pole, with a time of 0:21.502. Simon of the Desert has put in a great effort and currently holds fourth. With the session winding down, time is running out to unleash his full potential for a better starting position.
You're absolutely right, Marco. Simon's current position of fourth reflects his strong qualifying performance. Now, he'll need to strategize to capitalize on this.
Simon of the Desert will be happy with a time good enough for fourth in this qualifying session. Simon of the Desert will be happy with a time good enough for fourth in this qualifying session.
Every fraction of a second counts. He is surely working on that 0.1.
Simon of the Desert will be happy with a time good enough for fourth in this qualifying session. There's a little bit of wind in the air today here at North Wilkesboro Speedway, as we're getting ready to kick things off. Starting from pole position is a great opportunity for Ryan Wilson to take control of the race.
He will need to stay cool under pressure. If he can do that, he'll be in with a chance.
Starting on the front row gives Kevin Lekmanski the best possible chance at challenging for the lead.
He can't let that advantage go to waste. He will need to stay focused and keep his eyes on the prize.
The third position belongs to David Zahn.
David will be taking no prisoners today.
Simon of the Desert will look to make a splash from the fourth position on the starting grid.
Simon is in a good place to mount a good challenge come the first corner.
We're seeing Malero in the fifth spot.
Malero will be ready to show what he's made of.
The formation lap is underway as the safety car leads the drivers out through the first lap.
You can feel the tension rise as we get ready to start the race.
As the drivers make their way around the formation lap, tensions are high and the excitement is so thick you can almost see it.
This is the moment where they need to stay focused and keep their cool. It's a real test of their mental and physical preparation.
The teams will also be keeping a close eye on their drivers, ensuring everything is running smoothly.
The formation lap can also be a great opportunity to spot any issues with the car or track conditions.
With the clock ticking down to the start of the race, the drivers will need to maintain their positions and gaps on the grid.
Every driver will be looking to make their move early on.
All eyes are on the lights.
The drivers will be looking to avoid any silly mistakes on the formation lap.
The lights go out, and we are off to a flying start.
With adrenaline running high, some drivers may take unnecessary risks. Staying patient and knowing when to make a move is essential for a strong start.
It's a steady race for David Zahn so far, keeping it clean and maintaining focus.
Consistency is key in racing. Zahn just needs to keep doing what he's doing and wait for opportunities to present themselves.
It's neck and neck, the closest battle we've seen in a while.
Should things go awry, Simon and Dave might find themselves giving a whole new meaning to the term tandem drifting, though I doubt they'd enjoy it as much as the spectators.
Oh, this is getting intense. Malero is just a few car lengths behind Simon of the Desert. It's an intense battle for position as Ryan Wilson tries to outmaneuver Kevin Lekmansky. Braking alert. Fantastic move from Ryan Wilson, who has just gained a position. Braking update. A brilliant maneuver from Kevin Lekmansky, who has just moved up the field.
Yes, Kevin is driving with real focus and precision, and it's paying off.
I'm sure David Zahn in third is starting to notice Simon of the Desert is right on his tail, and is still closing the gap.
Dave needs to get the lead out Marco, otherwise his backside is gonna look like the Japanese flag come the morning.
It's a game of inches now as Simon of the Desert tails David Zahn closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake. It looks like Kevin Lekmansky is all over Ryan Wilson going through turn 9, increasing the pressure and hoping for a mistake.
He'll need to keep it on the road, or at the very least.
Hold that thought. Great driving from Kevin Lekmansky, who has just gained a place and moved up to first.
Absolutely. Kevin is really putting on a clinic out there, and he's making it look easy.
Oh, this is getting intense. Ryan Wilson is just behind Kevin Lekmansky.
This is what separates the good from the great. The ability to stay focused and perform under pressure.
This is where the skill and precision of the drivers really comes into play. David Zahn is chasing Ryan Wilson in P2. The crowd is on their feet, roaring with excitement. It's an all-out war between these three drivers. I can only hope the netcode keeps up with their fearlessness.
Spot on, Marco. This constant back and forth battle is keeping everyone on the edge of their seats. One small mistake could have severe consequences for any of these drivers.
David Zahn has the pedal to the metal chasing Ryan Wilson.
If Zahn gets too close, he might end up taking the paint off.
The intensity is off the charts as Ryan Wilson hounds Kevin Lekmansky. Both drivers push. Braking update. Oh, things are getting intense for Ryan Wilson. He's sandwiched between Zahn and Kevin, navigating this high-speed battleground. The gap to the car ahead is 0.1 seconds, while the car behind is only 0.2 seconds away.
Couldn't agree more, Marco. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind create a dynamic situation for Wilson. He must carefully manage his position while being mindful of potential overtaking opportunities.
Hold your breath, folks. Ryan Wilson is sandwiched between two relentless competitors. Zahn 0.2 seconds behind and breaking news, folks. The battle is on for Ryan Wilson. He's sandwiched between two rivals. Zahn 0.2 seconds away and Kevin 0.1 seconds ahead. It's a true test of his racecraft.
You're absolutely right, Marco. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind act as a measuring stick for Ryan's performance. He'll have to keep a close eye on those gaps to stay in control of his race.
The action is non-stop as Ryan Wilson shadows Kevin Lekmansky through every twist and turn, determined to claim first.
The chase between Wilson and Kevin is like a high-speed game of tag only, the stakes are much higher.
The pressure is on as David Zahn tries to catch up to Ryan Wilson.
The mental game is just as important here. David must keep his cool while putting pressure on Wilson.
This is what high-octane racing looks like. Simon of the Desert is breathing down the neck of Malero, not giving him any room to relax.
If Simon gets any closer, he might as well ask Malero for a piggyback ride.
Coming into turn 5, the fight for first is heating up. Neither driver wants to be the first to blink. The pursuit is on. David Zahn is closing the gap on Ryan Wilson, determined to claim P2.
David is really pushing the limits. He's riding the curbs and hustling that ASRL Legends car like a boss.
Things are heating up as Ryan Wilson closes in on Kevin Lekmanski. The gap between them is down to practically nothing. Every move counts now as David Zahn works to reel in Ryan Wilson and overtake for P2.
We'll have to wait to see if Zahn can use the draft to his advantage, or if the lack of downforce will hinder his progress.
Kevin Lekmanski wants to close that gap with Ryan Wilson.
To achieve anything in this game, you must be prepared to dabble at the boundary of disaster.
This is where the race gets really interesting. David Zahn is closing in on Kevin Lekmanski.
Don't forget the role of aerodynamics. Dave should use slipstreaming to his advantage and close the gap to Lekmanski.
In racing, anything can, and usually does, happen, especially in such an epic showdown.
You know what they say, keep your friends close, and your racing rivals even closer. Looks like Malero is taking that advice to heart today.
It's a thrilling pursuit as Simon of the Desert is right behind Malero, keeping the pressure on for 4th place. It's a close race between Kevin Lekmanski and Ryan Wilson in first.
That's right, Lekmanski is determined to pass Wilson and secure a higher position.
Malero could be looking for a way up the inside of David Zahn.
And if you're enjoying the racing, please remember to like and subscribe.
While speeding through turn 4, Simon of the Desert is relentlessly pursuing Malero in a high-stakes battle for position. This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit.
They say rubbing is racing, but if Ryan gets too close, they might end up trading carbon fiber souvenirs instead of positions.
These drivers are breaking update. It's looking good for Malero, who has gained a place after passing Simon of the Desert. Rising to the occasion and claiming victory would hope to cement Ryan Wilson's legendary status. A great pass for Ryan Wilson, swapping places with Kevin Lekmanski to move up the field. The gap between Kevin Lekmanski and Ryan Wilson is razor thin as they vie for first in this nail-biting contest. It's not looking good for Kevin Lekmanski, who is still behind Ryan Wilson, and the gap is increasing.
Lekmanski really needs to push in turn 9.
Hold on a moment. Big gains for Kevin Lekmanski as they move up the field, leaving Ryan Wilson behind.
Go, 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 that's what we want to see.
Things are getting spicy now, as Ryan Wilson and Kevin Lekmanski look to battle it out for first place. Hold on to your hats, folks. Breaking news, folks. Superb driving from Kevin Lekmanski, who with that overtake has gained a position in the race.
Amazing stuff. Focus and precision, what it's all about.
It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce.
And it's not just—
Hold on a second. A great moment for Ryan Wilson, who has just gained a place and moved up the standings.
You can't argue with results like that. Ryan is really making his mark on this race.
We got a close battle as Kevin Lekmanski closes in on Ryan Wilson. Hold the phone. It's a tale of two drivers right now, with Kevin Lekmanski gaining places and Ryan Wilson losing them. The pressure is really on for Ryan Wilson in first as Kevin Lekmanski is closing in. This is where experience and skill really count. It's neck and neck, the closest battle we've seen in a while.
If this battle ends in tears, it could be like watching a high-speed domino effect. Let's hope they keep it clean and avoid any unplanned off-track excursion.
Hold that thought. An impressive showing from Kevin Lekmanski, who has gained positions and left Ryan Wilson in the dust. Disappointing for Kevin Lekmanski, falling down the order to second. Breaking update. What a move. Kevin Lekmanski has moved up to first. Things are heating up as David Zahn tries to close the gap to Ryan Wilson. The crowd is on its breaking update. Fantastic move from Ryan Wilson, who has just gained a position.
Impressive. Wilson is really showing his skill and determination out there.
A setback for Ryan Wilson, who has just been passed. The battle for P2 is heating up as David Zahn tries to catch Ryan Wilson in P2. It's a game of inches now as Ryan Wilson tails Kevin Lekmanski closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake. Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled from being pushed for every last bit of speed.
The gap is 0.4 seconds now. David is going to have to work a bit harder to close that gap with Wilson.
Ryan Wilson is looking for an opportunity to get around Kevin Lekmanski.
And Wilson is poised to capitalize on any mistake. It's just a matter of who cracks first.
Wow, David Zahn is really pushing hard to catch up to Ryan Wilson.
It's a thrilling battle for position as these two drivers give it their all. This is racing at its finest.
It's all eyes on this battle as Ryan Wilson in second tries to hold off the challenge of David Zahn. This is what it's all about, folks. David Zahn is in hot pursuit of Ryan Wilson, who's just trying to stay ahead.
One wrong move and we could see a spectacular new synchronized pirouette performance by Zahn and Ryan, though I doubt the judges would give them a perfect score.
It's an intense battle for position as Ryan Wilson tries to outmaneuver Kevin Lekmanski. This is edge of your seat racing. Looks like David Zahn is really hitting those curves aggressively, which can unsettle the car and cause handling issues.
Indeed, taking too much curb can upset the car's balance, leading to oversteer or understeer. The racing is getting tight between Dave and Wilson as they battle for P2. No doubt, both drivers know that one mistake could cost them the position. It's a test of nerves as much as skill.
The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this.
If Wilson pushes too hard, he might end up taking the scenic route, and nobody's got time for sightseeing during a race.
David Zahn is running third, and trying to catch Ryan Wilson. Things are heating up as Ryan Wilson closes in on Kevin Lekmanski. The gap between them is down to practically nothing.
The slightest mistake from either driver could lead to a meeting with the barriers, and nobody wants an impromptu autograph session with the wall.
David Zahn is pushing really hard, but as we know, pushing too hard can lead to other mistakes, like locking up the brakes or missing a shift.
The gap between them is just over 0.3 seconds. Can David close that gap and get back in range? I can't see it happening at this point.
The intensity braking alert. It's looking good for Ryan Wilson, who has gained a place after passing Kevin Lekmanski. Anyone who says that ASRL is not the best racing club on the planet is clearly insane. The quality of driving we're seeing out there on the track, braking development. Hard break for Ryan Wilson, as they slid down the field.
Yes, but there's still plenty of race left. Wilson needs to stay calm and focused, and make his move when the time is right.
David Zahn is on a mission, chasing Ryan Wilson, who's desperately trying to stay ahead.
I would not be surprised to see him get this pass completed soon.
They're going for the same piece of tarmac. Sparks are flying as they battle for position, daring each other to brake later and go deeper into hold up, braking info. Now, this is a challenging position for Ryan Wilson. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, with Zahn closing in 0.1 seconds behind and Lekmansky just ahead with a gap of 0.1 seconds. Oh, the pressure is intense. These three drivers are displaying incredible skill and determination. It's like a high-speed chess match out there.
Absolutely, Marco. The intensity of this battle is unmatched. These drivers are leaving no room for error and showcasing their exceptional racing skills.
Kevin Lekmansky wants to get into Ryan Wilson's slipstream.
For sure, Marco. That's exactly what I would be doing here.
Hold up, braking info. Looks like that's a mistake from Simon of the Desert. This could be costly.
North Wilkesboro Speedway is always a test for these drivers, and sometimes that's the way it goes.
Kevin Lekmansky wants to find a way round Ryan Wilson.
There is no room for error in this battle.
In racing, anything can, and usually does, happen, especially in such an epic showdown.
If Dave gets any closer to Lekmansky, he'll need to
hold the phone. A brilliant maneuver from David Zahn, who has just moved up the field. The action is non-stop as Kevin Lekmansky shadows Ryan Wilson through every twist and turn, determined to claim first. This is a thrilling battle as David Zahn edges closer to Kevin Lekmansky in their fight for P2.
You can see that car bouncing around as it rides the curbs. It's a risky move that could end in disaster.
No room for error here. Ryan Wilson is breathing down the neck of Kevin Lekmansky, waiting for the perfect chance to make his move.
You can feel the intensity in the air. The slightest mistake could cost either of them valuable time and the position.
This is what high-octane racing looks like. David Zahn is breathing down the neck of Ryan Wilson, not giving him any room to relax. Three cars in perfect formation, creating a moving train on the circuit. They're using the slipstream to gain an advantage, but that's not always enough. It looks like David Zahn is all over Ryan Wilson going through turn 10, increasing the pressure and hoping for a mistake.
It looks like Dave has the speed to make a move. I just hope he can do it cleanly.
They're giving it everything they've got. It's a battle of nerves as they push the limits of adhesion, going wheel to wheel in a thrilling display of racing prowess. David Zahn has the pedal to the metal chasing Ryan Wilson.
If you don't push the boundaries, you will never know where they are.
These drivers are battling hard for this position, each one trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other.
Malero is following Dave so closely, he could start charging him rent for occupying the same space on the track.
Ryan Wilson is looking for a way round Kevin Lekmansky.
I might have said this before, but dog, bone, you know the rest.
It's a tense battle for position between David Zahn in third and Malero in fourth. David Zahn is keeping Malero at bay with a gap of 0.2 seconds. Rising to the occasion and claiming victory would help to cement Malero's legendary status. Oh my! Ryan Wilson is hot on the tail of Kevin Lekmansky as they drive through turn 10.
This is what makes motor racing so exciting. The tension is high and the stakes are even higher. I would not bet on either racer at this point, as it's too close to call.
The adrenaline is pumping as David Zahn gets within striking distance of Ryan Wilson in their race for second.
It's a battle of nerves now. David and Wilson are both pushing hard, but need to avoid mistakes that might cost them time or positions.
It's a close race between Malero and David Zahn in third.
And the drivers know it too, Marco. He's giving it everything he's got, and you can see him pushing the limits of the car's capabilities.
Hold your breath, folks. These drivers are showing exceptional car control, threading the needle through tight corners. Hold up, braking info. A great pass for Ryan Wilson, swapping places with Kevin Lekmansky to move up the field. They're going side by side, door handle to door handle. This is as close as it gets, folks. I would not be surprised if these drivers swap positions a few times before the order gets ultimately decided.
Absolutely, Marco. The energy in the crowd is electric, and it's no wonder why. These drivers are leaving it all on the track, fighting tooth and nail for victory. It's anyone's guess who will come out on top.
These drivers are walking a razor's edge between pushing the limits and making costly errors.
Absolutely, it's all about finding that sweet spot where you're pushing the car to its limits without crossing the line into reckless driving. Dave is looking to close the 0.3-second gap and make a pass.
Look at that, Malero is hot on the tail of David Zahn. This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit.
Lech Mansky is so close to Wilson that if this were a dance floor, they'd be doing the tango.
Malero is looking to take advantage of that slipstream being so close to David Zahn. That's gonna provide the extra speed to challenge for the position.
You're right, Zahn in third needs to stay cool under pressure and make every move count. But Malero is a fierce competitor, and won't give up without a fight.
Oh, this is getting intense. Malero is just behind David Zahn.
That's right, Marco. The pressure can easily get the best of even seasoned drivers. The fans are on the edge of their seats, waiting to see who will come out on top in this epic showdown.
3 cars, 3 different lines. They're jockeying for position, looking for any opportunity to make a move.
Absolutely thrilling, Marco. The level of car control these drivers possess is exceptional. They're towing the line between maximum speed and maintaining control, making for a captivating spectacle.
The race is really heating up. Malero is hunting down David Zahn with everything he's got.
It's a fine line between pushing the car to its limits and losing control. Malero is really walking that fine line.
It's a thrilling pursuit as David Zahn is right behind Kevin Lech Mansky, keeping the pressure on for second place.
It's a battle for position as Dave tries to make a move on Lech Mansky. This is what racing is all about.
The crowd is on its feet as Malero chases down David Zahn through turn 7.
It looks like Malero wants to take a cheeky peek up the inside.
We're starting to see who really has the pace now in this race as David Zahn is starting to climb all over the back of Kevin Lech Mansky. Any closer and he may need to pop the boot.
This is a tight race and Kevin is doing a great job of holding him off. It will be interesting to see if Dave can make a move.
It's a game of inches now as David Zahn tails Kevin Lech Mansky closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake. It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce.
As a former driver, I can tell you there's nothing quite like the adrenaline rush when you're this close to your rival, ready to make your move.
Kevin Lech Mansky is holding second, but David Zahn is right on his tail.
David is certainly pushing all he can, but the gap might be too much. Unless Lech Mansky makes a mistake, it looks like he'll hold on to second.
This is what it's all about, folks. David Zahn is in hot pursuit of Kevin Lech Mansky, who's just trying to stay ahead. Ryan Wilson is on fire in the last sector.
He'll be the one celebrating at the finish line.
And it's a checkered flag for Ryan Wilson, who crosses the finish line with a commanding victory. What a phenomenal performance, absolutely dominant today. Some might say that second place is the first loser, but Kevin Lech Mansky certainly doesn't see it that way. He put in a phenomenal effort and should be proud of his podium finish.
Intense race, but Lech Mansky held his nerve and earned a great second place.
Excellent focus from David Zahn to secure a fantastic third place on the podium. In fourth and fifth, it's Malero and Simon of the Desert. It's a very still day here at North Wilkesboro Speedway, as we're getting ready to kick things off.
The tension's building now. This is going to be another great race.
Starting in pole position gives Simon of the Desert a clear advantage over the rest of the field.
He can't get cocky. This is ASRL, and anything can happen.
Starting on the front row is a great opportunity for Malero to challenge for the lead.
He will have to be smart about his moves. He must not burn out too early.
Lining up in third is David Zahn.
Big things expected for David today.
Kevin Lekmansky is lining up fourth.
I think we are all looking forward to seeing what Lekmansky can do from here.
Coming in at fifth, we have Ryan Wilson.
Ryan will be expecting to bring home solid points.
The formation lap is underway as the safety car leads the drivers out through the first lap. It's a rolling start here at North Wilkesboro Speedway, as drivers are trying to get their tires up to temperature and doing final systems checks.
This is where they'll be sizing each other up and trying.
The race has begun, full throttle ahead. This first lap is crucial, as drivers need to establish their position early on.
Concentration is crucial as they navigate through the pack and try to establish a strong position. The best drivers know how to find their rhythm quickly.
Races are often more about maintaining consistency than having outright pace, but it doesn't hurt to have a little good luck every now and then.
It all comes down to this, Marco, where the rubber meets the road. There's no more time for talk, no more practice. The teams have done all they can. Now it comes down to Malero to bring it home.
Coming into turn 7, the fight for third is heating up. Neither driver wants to be the first to blink.
There's blood in the water for third place.
Ryan Wilson seems to be putting the pressure on Kevin Lekmansky.
To achieve anything in this game, you must be prepared to dabble at the boundary of disaster.
The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this.
Should things go awry.
Hold that thought. Now I may be wrong here, but I'm not sure that's the racing line.
Did the wind contribute to that? It's blowing at 5 kph out there right now.
The gap between Malero and Simon of the Desert is razor thin as they vie for first in this nail-biting contest.
Can Malero close up enough for a pass? I don't see it personally.
Kevin Lekmansky wants to close that gap with David Zahn.
Rubbing's racing, but let's just hope they don't rub it too hard.
Tough break for Kevin Lekmansky, who has just lost a position.
Sucks to be the Marco.
Hold up, breaking info. That won't be ideal for Kevin Lekmansky. It's an intense battle for position as Malero tries to outmaneuver Simon of the Desert. This is edge of your seat racing.
This is the moment where legends are made. These drivers will go down in history as the ones who fought tooth and nail for the top spot.
Malero is trying his best, but can't seem to find the pace to keep up with Simon of the Desert at the moment. In your experience, Janet, what was the most important aspect of managing tire degradation during a race?
The most important aspect, Marco, was maintaining a good balance between pushing hard and conserving tires. Finding the sweet spot between aggression and tire preservation was key to optimizing race pace and strategy.
The pressure is on as David Zahn works on catching up to Malero.
With just 0.8 seconds between them, Zahn will need to close the gap to have hopes of a pass.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Malero is right on the heels of Simon of the Desert, and we're in for a wild ride.
If Malero gets any closer, he might as well ask Simon for a piggyback ride.
Malero could be on a charge here, Janet. He's just put in a quicker lap than Simon of the Desert.
We will have to...
Breaking update. Great driving from Malero, who has just gained a place and moved up to first.
That's what we like to see. Malero is really showing his class today.
The pressure is on as Simon of the Desert tries to catch up to Malero. This is where the race gets really interesting. David Zahn is closing in on Simon of the Desert. Every move counts now as Simon of the Desert works to reel in Malero and overtake for P1. While speeding through turn 4, David Zahn is relentlessly pursuing Simon of the Desert in a high-stakes battle for position. It's a tight race with Simon of the Desert in second, just managing to stay ahead of David Zahn in 3 by a margin of 0.2 seconds.
Yeah, I really can't see him holding on to this place for much longer.
The battle for P2 is heating up as David Zahn tries to catch Simon of the Desert in P2.
Sometimes you have to take risks to win, but pushing the car too hard can be a costly mistake. Dave needs to be careful not to overdo it.
It's neck and neck, the closest battle we've seen in a while.
As an experienced driver, I can tell you that Simon must be laser focused on Malero's every move, looking for the slightest weakness to exploit.
This is where the skill and precision of the drivers really comes into play. David Zahn is chasing Simon of the Desert in P2. This is a thrilling moment in the race, with Simon of the Desert in second defending his position with everything he's got. But David Zahn is relentless, and the gap is less than 0. Hold on a second. Talk about being caught in the middle. Simon of the Desert is sandwiched between some fierce competitors. Zahn 0.2 seconds behind and Malero 0.2 seconds ahead. The battle for position is on. You know, Janet, as a former racing driver yourself, can you give us some insights into what goes through a driver's mind during these quieter moments in a race?
Sure, Marco. During these moments, drivers often take the opportunity to assess their race strategy, monitor their car's performance, and plan their next move. It's all about staying focused and finding the right time to strike.
David Zahn is having to make that ASRO Legends car as wide as possible to try and keep Simon of the Desert behind him.
Yeah, Simon is likely going to be sniffing up the inside of David as they come into turn 7.
These drivers are battling hard for this position, each one trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other. It seems like Simon of the Desert has got the bit between his teeth, improving on David Zahn's lap time there.
The question now is, can Zahn respond to that and pick up the pace? I'm not so sure.
While David Zahn is not under immediate threat from Simon of the Desert, he can still benefit from staying focused. Any slip-up could lose him the position. Excellent work from David Zahn, who has managed to increase his lead over Simon of the Desert.
It's clear that David is dominating right now. He's making it very difficult for Simon to catch up.
Things don't seem to be going Ryan Wilson's way in this race, as that's a big gap he'll have to close to even be in with a shout for gaining a place here. Good news for Ryan Wilson. The gap to Kevin Lekmanski has decreased. It's now down to 0.7 seconds.
This is where the pressure really starts to build. A driver that stays calm and focused is more likely to come out on top.
David Zahn is staying focused while chasing Malero in P1.
We'll have to wait to see if Zahn can get into drafting range.
Things are heating up as Ryan Wilson tries to close the gap to Kevin Lekmanski. The intensity is off the charts as David Zahn hounds Malero, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit.
That's right, Zahn is determined to pass Malero and secure a higher position.
The pursuit is on. Ryan Wilson is closing the gap on Kevin Lekmanski, determined to claim P4.
One important aspect here is choosing the right braking.
Hold that thought. Superb driving from Ryan Wilson, who with that overtake has gained a position in the race. Things are heating up as Kevin Lekmanski closes in on Ryan Wilson. The gap between them is down to practically nothing. Wow, David Zahn is really pushing hard to catch up to Malero.
I remember being in a similar situation during my racing days. Dave must stay focused and wait for the perfect opportunity to overtake.
This is what high-octane racing looks like. Kevin Lekmanski is breathing down the neck of Ryan Wilson, not giving him any room to relax. David Zahn could be looking for a way up the inside of Malero.
If Dave gets too close, he might end up taking the paint off.
Kevin Lekmanski is running fifth and trying to catch Ryan Wilson. This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit.
They say rubbing is racing, but if David gets too close, they might end up trading carbon fiber souvenirs instead of positions.
Oh, this is getting intense. Kevin Lekmanski is just a few car lengths behind Ryan Wilson. David Zahn is pushing really hard, but as we know, pushing too hard can lead to other mistakes, like locking up the brakes or missing a shift.
This is where every inch counts. David is pushing hard to close the gap on Malero. Absolutely, precision and control are key here. Knowing when to push and when to hold back can be the difference between winning and losing.
Looks like Kevin Lekmanski is really hitting those curves aggressively, which can unsettle the car and cause handling issues.
Indeed, taking too much curb can upset the car's balance, leading to oversteer or understeer. It's a game of strategy now as Lekmanski hunts down Wilson. Yes, it's all about choosing the right moments to push and when to conserve energy, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike.
These drivers are walking a razor's edge between pushing the limits and making costly errors.
Absolutely, it's all about finding that sweet spot where you're pushing the car.
Hold on a moment. The safety car is out on the track and the drivers are slowing down to keep their positions.
This is where strategy comes into play. Do you pit now and risk losing track position, or do you stay out and hope for a quick end to the safety car period?
It's a tough call for the teams and drivers to make. I love being here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. What an awesome place to be witnessing these titans of the track battle it out.
Indeed, Marco, what a magnificent sight and sound. I love listening to the roar of these engines. Let's just listen for a moment.
And we have the breaking news, folks. Green flag. The safety car is off the track, and we're back to full racing speed. It's a sprint to the finish now, folks. No room for error. Hold up, breaking info. And Ryan Wilson has just won the place from Simon of the Desert.
Yes, but Wilson needs to keep pushing hard. This race is far from over, and anything can happen. Wilson needs to stay focused and drive with skill and determination.
We got a close battle as Kevin Lekmansky closes in on Ryan Wilson.
It's going to be a close one. Lekmansky will have to push hard to create an...
Hold that thought. It's a challenging situation for Kevin Lekmansky. He's sandwiched between fierce competitors. Simon 0.2 seconds away and Wilson 0.1 seconds ahead. He'll need to stay sharp and find an opportunity to make a move. Simon of the Desert wants to find a way round Ryan Wilson.
And if you're enjoying the racing, please remember to like and subscribe.
Wow, it's a close race for third. Kevin Lekmansky is barely ahead with Ryan Wilson right on his tail. A gap of only 0.2 seconds.
This is a close race. Kevin is doing a great job defending P3. Wilson is looking for any opportunity to put his nose in there and get Kevin off the racing line.
The adrenaline is pumping as Ryan Wilson gets within striking distance of Kevin Lekmansky in their race for third.
These two are putting on a masterclass in precision driving. Every turn, every acceleration, calculated to perfection.
It's a game of inches now as Kevin Lekmansky tails David. Hold on a second. Big gains for Kevin Lekmansky as they move up the field, leaving David Zahn behind.
Absolutely. Kevin is showing great pace and determination, but he can't get too confident. There are still plenty of challenges ahead.
This is what separates the best from the rest. These drivers are demonstrating their racecraft, searching for any weakness to exploit. It's a true test of skill. Rising to the occasion and claiming victory would hope to cement Ryan Wilson's legendary stat. Breaking news, folks. A great moment for Ryan Wilson, who has just gained a place and moved up the standings.
Absolutely. Wilson is really putting on a clinic out there, and he's making it look easy.
Look at that. David Zahn is hot on the tail of Ryan Wilson.
The gap between them is just over 0.3 seconds, which can feel like miles if you're trailing and not catching up.
This is what it's all about, folks. Ryan Wilson is in hot pursuit of Kevin Lekmansky, who's just trying to stay ahead.
And it's not just about skill and talent. It's about who has the nerves of steel to handle the pressure and make the right decisions at the right time.
This is a thrilling battle as David Zahn edges closer to Ryan Wilson in their fight for P3.
Zahn needs to focus to have a chance at getting past Wilson.
Oh, this is getting intense. Kevin Lekmansky is just behind Ryan Wilson.
You know what they say, keep your friends close, and your racing rivals even closer. Looks like Lekmansky is taking that advice to heart today.
The pressure is on as David Zahn tries to catch up to Kevin Lekmansky. The action braking alert. What a move. Ryan Wilson has moved up to second. The track conditions are hold on a second. A tough moment for Ryan Wilson, who has just lost a place, now in third. Kevin Lekmansky is looking for an opportunity to get around Ryan Wilson.
For sure, Marco, that's exactly what I would be doing here, as Wilson is going to be aware of him riding his bumper.
The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this.
This is where the mental game comes into play.
Hold on a second. Fantastic move from David Zahn, who has just gained a position. It's an intense battle for position as Kevin Lekmansky tries to outmaneuver David Zahn. This is edge of your seat racing.
Should things go south between...
Stop the press. Oh dear, Kevin Lekmansky has dropped down to 5th.
That's got to be frustrating. But Kevin is a skilled driver, and he's got what it takes to battle back up the field.
An impressive showing from Kevin Lekmansky, who has gained positions and left David Zahn in the dust. This will require some expert driving from Ryan Wilson. Malero is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second.
That's right, Wilson in second knows to push it to the limit to catch up. But Malero is no slouch, and he's going to be pushing just as hard.
It's game on now. Ryan Wilson has closed the gap to Malero. It's now down to 0.8 seconds.
This is what racing is all about, hard-fought battles with as much
braking development. We are under the safety car. It's all about finding that sweet spot and keeping your wits about you.
And while it's not ideal for the fans, there's something undeniably thrilling about seeing the safety car out on track. It adds an element of unpredictability and keeps everyone on the edge of their seats.
Let's hope we can get this debris cleared quickly and get back to the racing action. In your experience, Janet, what was the most challenging aspect of maintaining concentration during a race?
The most challenging aspect, Marco, was managing the various inputs and distractions during the race, from radio communication with the team to monitoring car performance and race strategy. It's a delicate balancing act that requires immense mental discipline.
Green flag. The wait is over, and the race resumes. This is getting exciting. Ryan Wilson is looking for any gap that might open up the position.
That's right. Malero is showing some great form, and it looks like Wilson won't be able to catch up, barring any mistakes.
Kevin Lekmansky is in 4th, and is being closely chased by David Zahn, who is just 0.2 seconds behind. This is where the race gets really interesting. David Zahn is closing in on Kevin Lekmansky.
The gap is 0.3 seconds now. Dave is going to have to work a bit harder to close that gap with Lekmansky.
Coming into turn 10, the fight for first is heating up. Neither driver wants to be the first to blink.
The slightest mistake from either driver could lead to a meeting with the barriers, and nobody wants an impromptu autograph session with the wall.
Kevin Lekmansky wants to get into Simon of the Desert's slipstream.
It looks like
Hold on a moment. Incredible. Kevin Lekmansky is caught in a fierce battle, with David breathing down his neck 0.2 seconds away, and Simon just ahead with a gap of 0.1 seconds. It's a test of his racing skills.
You're right on the money, Marco. Lekmansky is caught between two determined rivals, and the gaps to the cars ahead and behind add an extra layer of complexity. It's a delicate balance between defense and seeking opportunities.
David Zahn has a mountain to climb at the moment to close that gap with Kevin Lekmansky. I expect his only hope at this point is that Kevin makes an error.
Anything can happen yet, and it usually does. I've certainly seen drivers come back from worse.
Malero is looking for a way round Ryan Wilson.
If you don't push the boundaries, you will never know where they are.
It seems like Malero is struggling. His last lap time was a bit off the pace of Ryan Wilson.
Hopefully Malero can find some of that missing time and get it back.
Kevin Lekmansky is trying his best to catch Malero. It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce.
If things go wrong between Malero and Wilson, they could be exchanging more than just paint, like maybe a strongly worded post-race chat.
Looking at the lap times, Malero is not currently on pace with Ryan Wilson. Maybe he'll get a chance to see where to make up some time. Janet, what's the impact of tire degradation on race strategy? How does it affect a driver's approach to the race?
Tire degradation plays a crucial role in race strategy, Marco. Teams and drivers have to consider the optimal time to pit for fresh tires and adjust their race pace to balance speed with tire conservation. It adds another layer of complexity to the racing challenge.
The gap between Malero and Kevin Lekmansky is pretty substantial right now. It's probably going to take a mistake from Malero to even allow Kevin to get a look in.
Every race adds to a driver's experience, both good and bad. It just highlights that Lekmansky is going to have to get more serious with practice to not get outclassed on the circuit.
It's a close race between Malero and Ryan Wilson in first.
One wrong move and we could see a spectacular new synchronized pirouette performance by Malero and Wilson, though I doubt the judges would give them a perfect score.
Malero needs to find some speed, or maybe get more consistent. Janet, he's just put in a slower lap than Ryan Wilson.
It will be interesting to see if Ryan can keep outpacing Malero.
Kevin Lekmansky is on a mission, chasing Malero, who's currently got a comfortable lead. Hold on to your hats, folks. Malero is right on the heels of Ryan Wilson, and we're in for a wild ride.
This is what makes motor racing so exciting. The tension is high and the stakes are even higher. I would not bet on either racer at this point, as it's too close to call.
It looks like Ryan Wilson has found another gear in the last sector of the race.
It takes a special kind of driver to perform under pressure like this. Ryan has certainly risen to the occasion.
And that, folks, is how it's done. A solid performance and great win from Ryan Wilson.
That was a true masterclass in driving from Wilson. You could see him making split-second decisions with total confidence, and it really paid off. What a performance.
What a drive from Malero, securing a great second-place finish. Impressive drive from Kevin Lekmansky to claim the final spot on the podium.
Fantastic result.
Taking fourth and fifth is David Zahn and Simon of the Desert.